Good morning, everyone. It is a Saturday morning, and I'm really pumped because I have decided to organize our house. I have been very inspired by the home edit and life in general, and a little bit of like the Marie Kondo kind of stuff too. I'm not really tossing as much as I'm really just getting everything organized, and we're starting with my kitchen, and I'm pumped about this. So I'm gonna take you through some of the things that I'm doing and what I'm learning. I have a feeling this might be more than a one-day project, but I'm gonna try to take you through it with me. Nikosh, what are you working on? While mommy organizes, you put together dinosaurs, huh? Wow, impressive work. Everyone is working on some projects today. We are back to baby-proofing this marble table. That was the worst idea to purchase before children. It was a great idea before children, terrible idea with children. Right, Arun? He's very concentrated. If you're wondering where little Isla is, we're using this opportunity right now because she is sleeping. And because she's taking a little nap, it's time to organize and do other little projects. And Nikosh is keeping himself busy, and that doesn't last very long. Nikosh will stay busy for a little bit, but it's only a matter of time, so I'll probably have him help me as well. So I'm gonna get started. I wanna show you some of the places that I want to organize. You're gonna see it's a mess. I admit, it's a mess. It's our pantry, underneath the sink, some of our cabinets. It's a mess. Side note, I was on Amazon getting all of my organization tools. And when I say tools, I mean like baskets, just like organizers. I don't even know how to explain everything. I started to shop for clothing, like comfy at-home clothing, and this is one of the sets I got. Matching sets. I'm all about matching sets lately. I've been really liking them ever since my last pregnancy. So you can see that the countertops of my kitchen and everything, that it can get pretty disorganized up there. That's not what I'm gonna tackle today. I'm truly tackling the areas like underneath our sink. We actually have two sinks here. We have two different types of pantries, and I'll explain that in a second too. First is the kitchen sink, the cabinet that's underneath the kitchen sink. So underneath our kitchen sink, we store things like hand soap, even refills that we put into our other bathrooms. We have cleaning supplies, and then we have all of our dishwashing supplies. So it's actually not a lot of different types of things that we have in here, but we do have a lot of those things. We even have a few extra sponges, because you're supposed to toss the sponges pretty regularly because they can harbor bacteria and stuff. It's all cleaning products. So I want to organize that first because it's just a little out of hand. And I also want to be able to keep it safe from Isla. She hasn't figured out how to open up cabinets yet, but she's going to. She's going to for sure. Okay, so this is what we're working with. I got two little like Lazy Susan type things. These little containers I'm gonna test out, but I got really a bunch of these plastic containers that are gonna go under the sink, I think. And I bought these two sets right here. So these containers will be money for me. And then some baskets that I want to test out. We might end up needing even more than this stuff, but I wanted to test a few things out before I commit to all of it. So this is what we got. So in this container, we have Arun's favorite scent of the Mrs. Meyer's hand soap and the dishwashing soap, which he buys a lot of it now because the scent sells out. And then these are the backups he had of just other ones. We were doing the Clean Cult stuff, but Arun just is so obsessed with this scent that we would go back to Mrs. Meyer's. Back there, we threw a few odds and ends, things that I don't really want the kids to get a hold of. Same with this up here. So we put some sponges up in the front because, you know, like these are the things that I'm not too worried about. These, I'm always worried about. I actually like that the Finish brand comes individually packed. I know that's not environmentally safe, but it's not as enticing, I think, to the kids to want to put them in their mouth. But this is really interesting because look at that. So that's how you open the container, and then it locks, so you can't open it. It's just one more little safety. These are some like samples that we got whenever we buy things. We're like, okay, I'll hold on to that. I put a few things back there. The incinerator thing, this thing makes it too difficult to put one of these little containers here. So I just left this space kind of as is. And then look, we ended up with extra space with some of our cleaning products. So It's one of those things where it's like I have to almost stop myself from buying more things to put right there. I kind of like putting all of that back there. That way, if Isla opens this cabinet up, she's not gonna be as tempted, in my opinion. Next up, I am going to stay in this general vicinity and I am tackling this other cabinet underneath our other sink. So we have two sinks because this house is a rental and we rent it from a Jewish woman. This is actually a kosher kitchen. We're not Jewish, but we fully appreciate a kosher kitchen because there are two sinks. There are 3 ovens and 2 dishwashers. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna start taking all this stuff out. Oh, it is candy, but you can't eat that right now. We have to eat lunch first, okay? So I started to clean out this cabinet area, and that's actually one of my tips. You take everything out and you can figure out what you want to throw. Apparently I had a gift bag from Nikash's birthday party in February stuck somewhere in there and he's pumped about it. And then there are just things in there, odds and ends. We have reusable bags. We have all of our Ziploc bags. I mean, this cabinet isn't too hard, but there are definitely things in there that you want to toss and then you want to figure out how you want to organize it, put it in categories. And Nikash is going to open this gift bag. What'd you find? Are those stickers?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it, Mommy.
Okay, you can play with it. Nikash has a project to organize the tea, huh, Nikash? Thank you, baby. This one was pretty easy. I used these 2 kind of trays to help organize. We have this monstrosity right in the middle, so that really messes up under the sinks. But I put a basket, one of the medium-sized baskets, I put back there, and all our reusable bags back there. Some of the Ziplocs, that kind of thing. Clorox, I know, they are wipes. They probably don't clean. They disinfect though. Extra kind of like trash bags that we have. This is the trash bag that we use regularly. And then another one of these organizers. So that one was pretty easy. Okay, so let me give you a little rundown of what's happening in this closet. So pre-pandemic, this was not a pantry. In like February, I started getting a little bit nervous that we were gonna be stuck inside. There was not gonna be any food or anything. So I got a lot of food that didn't fit into our kitchen pantry. And even though this used to be a closet where we just stored stuff like up there, it turned into a mix of random things like what is this? Like, why is that in here? All of those things, like that stuff, like even office supplies and vases, were in here. I mean, look, we've got food mixed with this kind of stuff. So there are a few things happening in this closet, and I wanna make sure that it gets a little bit more organized because this is all really extra food that we purchased because of the pandemic. And it's basically just been sitting here because it's so disorganized. By the way, shout out to New Mexico green chili. Look at all the random things. I mean, look at that belt. All the random things I removed. And then this is all the trash. I can't even explain what's going on with our pantry. It's just a complete mess. We have snacks, lots of different crackers, and we have just stuff happening. It's a combination of having babies and their snacks and our snacks and baking goods, spices, and just all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's take a look. I'm really proud of this. There's not 100% rhyme or reason to it, but these are all, you know, the packets that you get from getting takeout and everything. We go to In-N-Out often. These are little snacks for the kids. Nikash can even grab one if he wants. These are Isla's little snacks also, some of her other snacks. I am really liking these types of containers. I took a lot of the open nuts, like we've got all these bags, right, of different trail mix and stuff. And actually look how I organized this. So I just used all these different containers. That I was trying to hide actually. Hiding those from Nikosh. You know, it's organized because we have the different containers here, these, and I feel like that's really helping. I don't know if I really have a rhyme or reason to anything yet, but I can always switch things around. If anything, I can see what we have. So we have a lot of yummy snacks now. You can see I took everything out of the bags if they were already open. That way we can actually see what we have. All right, this next shelf, I love this. This Lazy Susan. I put all of our spices on it. Is it cool? It's really cool, thank you. You can spin it, not too fast though, baby. Some open almond butters and peanut butters. Lots of, on my little tiny, look at this one. Look at that, that's fun. Another one of Isla's snacks. So again, like I'm not sure if there's really a rhyme or reason. In some places there are, like these are all the different oils or dressings and stuff like that here. I just didn't really know where to put this one. These little containers are turning out to be pretty good. Nikosh, you just made mommy's pantry look ugly. I just fixed that. Don't do that, please. These are Mason's snacks. We have down here this shelf. And we have lots of Cheerios for the kids. So I use these cereal containers. You can lift them up. They're really easy to use. We have open pasta sometimes. I've always wondered like why people use these things, and now I know why. There's two different types of spaghetti in there, and it's because we open it and we make spaghetti for Isla, but we don't make it for everybody else. Again, using these types of containers, I feel like these are really becoming handy. I got these other shorter ones, really nice olive oils. So the different containers, just breaking everything up. I really like that. And I put all of our flour into this container, and I like that. Cool, huh? Is that cool, Nikosh? Okay, let's not play with it, please. Look who woke up! Oh, Daddy's gonna make coffee because Mommy got tired. Are you oh! Are you tired? Are you tired? You're wide awake. I'm tired. And Daddy says that he's tired. Are you drinking milk? Yeah. So I am going to take a little bit of a break since this one right here is awake. It feels kind of stressful. Arin just took Nikosh out to go, you know, on a little scooter ride around the neighborhood, but that's not gonna take very long. So I think we're gonna take a little break. Oh, you're gonna spill the milk. That's why we have sippy cups. Anyway, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I need to finish the top shelf of the pantry. Maybe I won't finish it. Uh-oh, she's making a mess. I don't know. I have a lot to do still. All right, so I am technically finished with our hallway pantry, and I did, you know, the stuff in our kitchen. I learned a couple of lessons in this process. One, you can end up in crutches, and then it puts the whole thing, it comes to a halt. I fell off a curb, by the way. It's not that big a deal, but I cannot be on my ankle for a little while. But some of the lessons that I learned in this process, you should definitely do some measurements. I did some measurements, but you should measure out what it is that you want to, you know, like measure out the baskets. What kind of baskets do you want? And really place like a big order and have an idea of what you need. I placed 2 separate Amazon orders because it turned out I needed way more baskets, and then I ended up liking, you know, some of the baskets more than the others, and I sent some stuff back. So I think there's a little bit of a process here, and it's not as straightforward as it is in like, you know, like TV shows about organizing and stuff, unless you've just got it down. Also follow some accounts that can really be some inspiration. I follow The Home Edit, I follow Life in General. These are all accounts that I feel like I've just like saved so many of their different pictures and video clips and stuff where they've organized lots of different places, and I bought a lot of these baskets and everything with, you know, some of their stuff in mind. Another thing is not to be afraid to just take everything out. That was something that I spent a lot of time doing it. That's actually what ended up taking me the longest, was for each section, like each area, my pantry, the kitchen sinks, that kind of stuff. I ended up having to like take everything out and really assess what I had, toss a bunch of stuff. I kind of categorized every single thing that I had so that I could organize it better. Part of what I learned from that is that you really should just like remove all the food from like the main big box packaging. Not like the little packages, if you've got like little packets and stuff, but like the main packaging, it really helps to remove all of it, because once it's like in front of you, you start to eat it more and like utilize it, because some of the stuff that was sitting in our pantry had been sitting in there for months. And then my last tip, the thing that I really learned from this experience, is that this is a project. Just what I did took a couple of weeks, and it was mostly because I was doing the bulk of it on the weekends, and then it wasn't working out exactly the way I wanted it. I had to place another order for more baskets. I hurt myself, so now I'm just officially done and it has to look this way for now because I can't even do anything. So just know that it can take some time and this isn't gonna necessarily be like a one day, like a Saturday or a Sunday project. This might turn into like a 2 or 3 week project or something, and that's probably okay. But I think wrapping your head around the fact that it's a bigger project than you think, I think that's really helpful because I don't know if I realized how big of a project this was, but I did it. I am organized. It has officially stayed like this too. I think we've had like a few more things come that I need to like find space for, but otherwise it's not that bad. It's actually been so much better having an organized pantry. I'm really proud of it. I hope that you guys learned something from it. If you want a pantry tour next, let me know. I could do that as one of my next videos. The light got so dark just now. I can't believe how fast it got dark. It was like light and then suddenly not light anymore. Anyway, ask me any questions you have in the comments below. Find me on Instagram @SusanYara, and I'll talk to you soon.